What is up, guys? Welcome back to the SE Experience podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Savage, the coach of the Savage Meanies. Round 17 is up on the horizon. Round 16 is in the books, the mini bar round. I saw red arrows, but I'm joined by someone who saw a little bit of green. I feel like he sees a bit of green every weekend. I'm joined by the 21 champion, the Villi Army. Timmy, how are you, Tim?
Yeah, not too bad. Doesn't mind a bit of the devil's lettuce. But, yeah, I guess, I got some green arrows, which is remarkable because I would say it was probably the worst week I've ever had and the worst decisions I've ever made. So let's start with Nico being 50-50. Nico was 50-50 for the week, apparently, and I was aware of that. And I made a whole meme about it, like dressed up. For those who don't know, the 50-50 bad guy, look him up. This guy called 50-50 bad guy. I put his clothes on Nico Hines, just a bit of a joke to myself, that he's 50-50. I left Nico on my pine and left Nathan Cleary starting, So
before you even got a chance to make a decision.
And I didn't even realise to the very next day. I didn't even realise till Sunday that was the case. I'm like, oh no, look what I've done. I woke up and you might remember I gave you a phone call early in the morning that you didn't answer, which is weird of you. Didn't call me back. Thank God you didn't because I was in a bad place that time.
Sorry, I usually do call you back. If I saw it.
It was a blessing in disguise you didn't answer because I'd lost the plot. I woke up with the shits when I found that out and very disappointed. I like to pride myself on not leaving any stone left unturned, but I didn't look under any of the stones last week. It was just horrendous. I was so distracted by my shit trade I was making. I bought in Tony Suka. He scored all right, like 66 points, but the problem was,
all right.
Yeah, it was not good for my side. I've left myself in a hole, and I knew I was doing it to myself. I've got Halasima, Tony Suka, and Manu Leilua as my three backup second rollers. And I know what I was doing. I was just like, I want Jenkins, and I'm just getting him, so that's how I'm doing it. I've got Xavier Willison and Toby Couchman that can swap between, second row. And I'm just on the absolute bones of my ass up there, so it's really scary. I've got 10 trades left and
Before this week,
and it's just going to get worse for me. That was a really bad move that I made, leaving myself that thin there, just because I wanted. It's just shit moves, man. But that's just where I'm at, and I've addressed that this is a shit year, and I'm aware of it. Like I wanted to improve. It's just not going to happen for me. So I've accepted this is what it is, and I'm going to remember this feeling and just hold on to it. I'm going to take it into next year, and I'm going to come back very, very strong.
Interesting. I feel like I've done similar with my side. I think decisions I've made pretty much from, I would say, 10 trades ago, I've looked at improving my side and not going down. Like I was in the position on the weekend where I really needed to downgrade to get the person I really wanted. If I really wanted someone like Kamali, I didn't do that. I ended up going Chester up to Tommy, and then I did. What else did I do? I did Chester up to Tommy.
Oh, you did Fletcher. You did.
I did Munster down to Fletcher Sharp. Munster scored all right, and Munster's looking pretty good. Very sideways trades. I could have gone. I could have gone without that, and it sucks because my gut was telling me to go far longer. I really wanted far longer, but far longer was such a 1 week thing for me, whereas Tommy's more of a long-term play. So like I can't look at it this week and just think, I've lost out long-term because I haven't. But at the same time, how many long-term plays have I done this year that haven't worked out the week you get them in? Like you get players in certain weeks because you're prioritizing them that week because you think they're going to go good from that week and average well for you. So sometimes the long-term play is not the issue, but when you have 10 trades left, it's not. You can't be sweating on that sort of stuff. You can't be doing sideways trades. Although these are guys I want in my side. My side's looking pretty good. I'm ranked 10,000th at the moment. There are a couple of guys I want to get rid of, like Maxini 2 and Moses Leo. They're at good values, and Aramaho I also want to get rid of. Lasardi, I could take or leave. I'll probably just hold on to him for the rest of the year. But Aramaho is going really good, -21 break even.
Yeah, no rush to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's going to be my ticket to someone like a Huddy Young or Dylan Lucas or a Homoli Olakuatu. So really happy with how things are going. Ollie Pascoe, 31, very annoying considering I've been death riding Tamari Martin, even though I've got him in my side. I've just refused to play him just because I'm waiting for this low one, but he just keeps bloody pumping out the scores. So, my side is just not going to plan this year. But that being said, I'm setting myself up to have as much depth in the late in the year and looking at hopefully not spending too many trades over the next couple of weeks. But I do have two injuries: Kai Pearce-Paul and Jackson Ford, both out for extended periods of time. So you do need to get rid of them. And while holding them in your side when you don't kind of need someone else seems tempting, you're going to be in that position late in the season and you could have more injuries. So you can end up having 3 or 4 players that are injured. So you kind of got to get rid of these guys while they're injured, in my opinion, if you've got more than one, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. I know what you mean because I was in a position pretty similar to that recently. I had Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, which I held for about 2 or 3 weeks after his injury. And then I had Kai Pearce-Paul as well. They held like 1 extra week as well. And that was a bit of a concern for me. But I also think you don't want to just like rush to just buy anyone. Like, not that you just buy anyone, but like really reassess like, if I buy this person now, does it mean that I can't get that other person that I actually really, really want in a week or 2 or whatever it might be? And there's just a couple of moving bits with just the last remaining Origin game to be had. Shout out to Suafalugo.
You got him.
My captain. He was my saving grace, bro. If I did not captain him last week, like my score would have been so bad.
Holy
so
shit.
bad.
I didn't realize you did that. No wonder you got green because I was like, I know a lot of things went bad for you early in the week, so that is a saving grace.
So I decided early in the week that I wanted to play Francis Manu-Leilua as soon as he was named to start. So I was like, he's playing the Dragons, and I'm not too sure if, Harry and Nico are going to back up and what's going to go on there.
50,
I might just
50.
roll him out, might just roll him out. And then when it came to realising that I'd left Cleary on my starting side, that meant that I was like, I've got to make a decision here with my bench. I decided I really felt like I had to play Nico. He's just got too much, accumulation of points, just 1 or 2 assists and with goal kicking. I knew it was the Roosters. I thought maybe it might not go too crash hot. But I had a decision to make between him. There was Tuapiki. There was Purdue. There was Harry Grant. And there was also Zach Hosking. I had to leave 2 of them out. I was definitely leaving Purdue out, left him out. And now, so I was really down to Hosking, Grant, Tuapiki, and I think I said the other one. But yeah, I ended up leaving Hosking. I ended up leaving Tuapiki out of my side, which cost me big time. I had to cop an AE of Makasini, which sucked because he was a late inclusion coming on at halftime. It was just a disaster, and I was feeling that bad about myself accumulated over the week. So I've been about 100 to 150 points off par most weeks. And it was going to be probably worse than that for me, just the way it was looking with every little, I had so many 20s and 30s and stuff in the building up in this week's score. And yeah, it was fucked. But that actually saved me, man, because I was pretty close to deleting the app.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It was pretty serious, like a real serious delete of the app and just chuck a tantrum with it. But I'm in a really good place compared just after Silver Logo. I ended up breaking my record for sales yesterday on Monday for my company. Yeah, it was just everything just sort of rolled into it, and I just found out that SuperCoach completely dominates the rest of my life. I'm going well in SuperCoach. Everything else is going good, and if SuperCoach is struggling, it's really gloomy in my world. Everything just sorts of...
I kind of feel that with the footy. Like when I'm doing no good in SuperCoach, I don't want to watch the footy sometimes. I'm just like, why do I need to watch this? And like it's funny. Like I've probably conceded that I can't win this year. And usually...
I love that from 10K saying, I'm not winning.
But usually when you admit that to yourself, like it kind of is delete the app areas. But
it wasn't like for me, I knew I was never winning, and like from pretty much round 1 or 2, like it was just bad. And I don't know, it was more about just trying to save face and just not let it be a disaster and just hold a little bit of respect. But I've done the opposite. I just keep sort of like it's just gone to absolute shit. But yeah, it is what it is. We just put a line through this year. We remember it. We don't ignore it. We own it, we accept it. It's as much of my journey in SuperCoach as winning to me. Like I feel like this is the definition of losing where I'm sitting. It's pretty bad.
It's not a good feeling. Like even I've made my way into the top 10K, which like when you're in the top 1,000 or top 100, you look back at the people who are at 10K and like pretty happy with where they're at, and you're like, what a loser. Like I'm in the top 1,000. So like I feel pretty shitty about my SuperCoach side at the moment, but I feel much better about it than I did 10 weeks ago. And I hate to be that person that's like, I like where my side is at. I'm making fucking terrible decisions. Like captains, especially. Who'd I captain on the weekend? I captained Dylan Edwards. Probably like, I didn't think it was an abundance of options on the weekend. And like my highest scorer wasn't much higher than that. I think it was like a 90 or something. But then the weeks before I captained someone over, it was Nathan Cleary's 150, and Herbie's 140.
Zarko over the Herbie.
Yeah, and then the week before that was Nathan Cleary's 150. I missed because I captained Herbie's 80. So
that was part of me leaving Nathan on the field. I was like, I'll leave Nathan here because I'm going to end up vice captain one of these guys. I'll probably take a free loop. You know what I mean? I wasn't kind of expecting Hines to play, even though he was 50-50. And then, that hurt. That hurt. And just being so consumed in one idea and just thinking about, well, who am I going to vice captain? And not looking at the rest of my side, But it's a learning curve, man. Just got to be better.
All right. So if you are aware or if you're watching on the YouTube, we are on a different setting at the moment. We're on the Rugby League Insider setting, thanks to Fanatics TV. Different setting. Our studios, as last week, it was very bare. It's not ready at the moment, and the gear's not in there at the moment. So we're recording here at the moment. Our studio will be ready soon. Not sure how soon. So we're still in between studios.
Maybe for next season, eh?
Yeah, potentially. But I do like this setting. This is a very nice and bright setting. It kind of fits our vibe, which is good. So if you are listening on the audios, please go check it out. If you haven't listened to the Rugby League Insider podcast with myself and James Hooper, Darcy McDonald, Matty Vaughton, Fatty Vaughton's kid, well then go over to there because daily episodes and this is what we do.
Matty Vaughton's no longer a kid, by the way. You know what I mean? He's a fully grown man.
Fully grown man, older than myself. Yeah. But where was I going with this? So today I've got some hot topics on the show that we will go to after my team list rant. But the main things out of team list prior to we go to them, injury-wise, so we've got Latrell injured. So Latrell Siegwald, massive purchase. Who do we replace Jackson Ford with? And also...
do you reckon he is, though, a massive purchase, though? Like
who?
Latrell Siegwald.
I don't think he is. I think you can take him or leave him, but he's high on everyone's radar. That's for sure. And then we've got some highly traded in players that we're going to look at, and then the fullbacks. Which fullback are we going to finish with at the end of the year? So we're going to go on a little journey today, but firstly, Jackson Ford replacement. I'm sure a lot of us have Jackson Ford in his side, 8 to 12 weeks with a pec injury. Who's your replacement for him? Do you want me to start?
Go for your life.
Do you want me to start? I'm going Haas. He misses plays one of the next 3 weeks. So he's out for Origin in round 18, has a bye in round 19, but I'm thinking about just locking him in. 633K. I know you only get 1 week out of the next 3, but with limited trades, are you better off just locking someone like this in? Or like if you're only having him for one of the next 3 weeks, is there a chance he could get, like 3 weeks is a long time in rugby league. There's every chance he gets injured in between now and then you're holding on to him again. Like it's not like he's not playing footy.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because limited trades, we've both got 10 left before trades, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you wait this week. Maybe you make a couple other trades this week. Maybe you make 2 trades next week to get your numbers right for the next buy, and then start justifying them as keepers. And then you'd only have 6 trades left, potentially. And other people, might be 8 if you've got 12 now or whatever your situation is. And then it just becomes a bit like, oh, do I need to do this? And you start putting it off until it becomes like an emergency sort of thing. So from the point of just going, I want Haas, and Haas is probably a better season keeper than some of the other alternatives, but it's debatable. I mean, if you could only have one or the other between Twal and Haas, I mean, I kind of prefer Twal if it was just based on the scores that he was putting out consistently all season. But then how does he come back from it? He is a lot more expensive. It's a tough one, isn't it? I'm a bit the same as you. Like, you think if you do act now, that he might potentially get injured in Origin or something like that, or
like Twal is great, right? He scores of 80 over the next couple of weeks. If he keeps it up, like at least 80. He's 780K though. Like you're having to spend 100K to go from Jackson Ford to someone like Alex Twal. You're spending 130K, whereas Payne Haas, you're actually downgrading from Jackson Ford. So someone who you're gonna buy anyway, I don't mind, and I'd rather like. Personally, I've got Aaron Maho in my side. He's someone who, when he maxes out, I'll look at going to maybe a 12 if he keeps it up or whatnot.
There's probably definitely ways for most people to get both Twal and Haas at different points. Some people that are more on the bones of their ass might find it difficult. I don't know. I think I might just not make any trades still, which is difficult for me because I've just dealt with the fact that Garrick's not going to be available this week as well, which is one less number. It means I've got to play one more dud in my side this round. But yeah, tempted to go with it. I mean, Twal plays the
next 3 games, yeah.
He has the bye. We'll cover the mini bye as well. So if you can afford it, I think he's a way better option in the short term. Doesn't mean you can't get Haas after Origins. I think it's really team dependent. If you need numbers for the mini and major buys, and the mini buy is probably the biggest concern. I think most of us are probably going to be sitting on around 13-ish, 12-ish, 14 players for the round 18 buy. But then come round 19, the thing we need to flag is the teams that are on the buys. So you've got the Panthers, you've got the Dragons, and you've got the Broncos on the buy. So for me, my situation's fucked. And I knew how fucked it was, and I still brought Tony Suka in.
This situation is fucked. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so this is why it's no good for me. I've got Couchman, and Hosking as my second rowers. So in round 19, both Couchmans are out. I've got Xavier Willison up top. He's going to be out as well. If I was to buy Haas, I'd essentially just have Terrell May as my only front row and my only second row options for round 19
so
mini buy.
You need to trade up, do you?
Well, yeah. I'm going to have to do something, and I don't know whether it's going to be. It's probably. I'm going to have to really look at it up. I think I've got Suka there. Halasima might be back, hopefully, and I could plug him in at second row. But yeah, it's pretty awkward, and there'll be people out there that have IPAP as well. In their side. So if you've got the Couchmans, you've got a Willison, you've got IPAP, there'll be people in my situation similar and worse potentially. So if you're in that spot, Haas is not on the cards. You can't do it. Like I could not do Haas this week. It wouldn't work.
Well, initially I was looking at going Haas, and then looking at that situation, I've got Val Holmes, Setu, Dylan Edwards, Nathan Cleary, Ryan Couchman, potentially getting in Toby Couchman this week, and the Broncos, the Panthers, and who else?
I haven't really ran my numbers for 19 yet, but I don't think I'll do that now because I'm in a good mood still. And if I run those, I might get back to my dark and gloomy spots where I'm just staring at the wall for a while.
So, Twal, is he your guy then?
Yeah, he's probably got to be my guy. I just realised I've also got Jenkins, Casey McLean, and Setu too. So, it's thin as. I'm looking like I might be lucky to field 8 players or something. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll make it work. We'll get there.
There's not a lot of front rowers. And I guess, with Jackson Ford, I've got Colin Matangi on my side, so I can easily plug him in and don't really need to make a trade there just yet. I do like Toby Couchman.
Yeah, but, again, we'll miss that 19, so a lot of people need to be aware of that as well too.
That's for sure. Okay, Latrell Mitchell out. Latrell Seagull 300K, 400K nearly actually.
I can't believe he's still that cheap.
Yeah, and he's got a very small break even. Only available at fullback and halfback. Goal kicking on that left edge. Do you like him at all?
If you've got trades to plug him in at one of your fullbacks or flex, it could work. I wouldn't be putting him in halfback. I think you need to be having guns up there, whether it's, you've got your Nico's, Naths, and maybe some people have sold one of those and got a variation up there. I think that's what you keep up there.
I think the fullbacks are. I think you've got to have the fullbacks locked in nearly too. Cause
not yet, not now, but you could have him there, I reckon, for the couple of weeks.
There's guys like Fa'alongo, Edwards, and
Turbos potentially.
There's Turbo, but then Reece Walsh, Adam Reynolds this week. There's every chance he doesn't make Origin in round 18. So, I think you've got to have those spots free just in case.
Yeah, but you're not going to be bringing that in right now. You'd wait with eyes up. Yeah.
Their draw is pretty bad though, to be honest.
I think I don't think it's for me. It's too tricky. It's a tricky one to deal with, and there might be a really amazing purchase that you do want to end up picking up. Like some of those guys that you mentioned might just have them. Might have a massive game, and then it just looks like, all right, they're now on. I need to get that guy. But yeah, for the short term, I've got Tuapiki as one of my fullbacks, which I'm not happy with. As at my fullback, I'd like to potentially move him to centre wing, or if I can't move him to centre wing, so I'm pretty stacked there, I'm going to have to sell him. And I've also got Izarko at my flex, so that's when I'm looking at my side. I know my side's shit, and it's not to be compared with some good sides that are competing for overall and stuff, but I think there is a little period still where you can justify having him there for maybe a couple more, like 2 to 3 weeks at least.
Sweet. All right. Simi Sungi returns, and he is a massive talking point for a lot of people. He's
huge.
Quite a bit of value.
Yeah.
But with someone like him at this time of year, you can lock in these guys. It doesn't play round 18, obviously, but do you wait on someone like him? No,
yes, you definitely wait on Simi. He's got a BE of 140, so get him a lot cheaper after that bye he misses.
He's only 700. Yeah, he's 760K. I thought he was closer to 800, but he's playing the Dragons this week.
Yeah, that is
Dragons
nice.
are better though.
Yeah, I think I know we don't want to look into this too much because these sort of stats have been the things that have probably been pulling us apart this year. He's looking into tries conceded by teams. The right winger, the left winger where
for Marju last week.
No, I'm talking about we're talking about Sasungi going up against his opposing side.
Mm-hmm.
They concede 4 tries to right centres and 13 to right wingers. So he might have a bit of joy tipping it on. But at 140 BE, I'm happy to just see how he returns because I thought, I heard NRL Physio. I was watching his podcast yesterday or today, and which he released yesterday, I think. And he was going on that he heard something from someone at the club or something about how Sasungi might be pushed back to way into the back end of the season. So that's really changed really fast. So I'd be happy just to watch and see how he goes 1 week.
You can even give it 1 week and wait till round 19 if you're really desperate.
Absolute godsend that he was named in the centres because I picked up Hosking 2 weeks ago, and that could have been a disaster because he was one of my very much needed 3.
Oh, no.
I could have had 4 nuffs almost, we'd have to move him on obviously at that price. But
no, Moses returns. That's another team list takeaway and not much else. So let's get to the team list overview and then we'll go to the hot topics at the end of it. What is up, guys? I'm here solo for this little part to dissect team lists. Timmy is at the SuperCoach NRL official live stream, so I'm here just to dissect the team list, give you my thoughts, and we'll do the rest of the show either side of this. So the Parramatta Eels, they take on the Rabbitohs, and star playmaker Mitchell Moses is back. For the Parramatta sides, this lifts them quite a bit. I think the Rabbitohs are in a tricky position at the moment where they're kind of, they're leaking a few points defensively. Latrell Mitchell's out for a month now. I think another one here, Latrell Mitchell's out for a month, so Latrell Seagwald will be a very good talking point of the show. I'm sure me and Timmy have probably already talked about it, or we'll talk about it straight after this, but he's a nice hot purchase. We'll lock down that left wing for the next month, and his goal kicking is impeccable as well. So Cameron Murray returns at lock, and Tallis Duncan, one of my saviours for the bye rounds, is starting at centre. So that's kicking the dick, if you say so myself. And I don't know how long he's going to be there for. I think Jack Whiten's back soon, so hopefully we don't see him in the centre for too long. But that being said, against the Parramatta Eels, they're leaking a couple of points here and there. So let's move over to the Friday night game. The first game, I'm pretty sure this 6 o'clock game, Titans play the Dogs, and Stephen Crichton has locked down that number 6 jersey. Matt Burton back to the center. No, Matt Burton will not get dual position because he wouldn't have played there enough. Yeah, he played on the weekend. He played there this week. I don't know if SuperCoach are going to be kind enough to us to give us that dual status. So who knows what's going to happen there. Hopefully Timmy gets an answer from Sangster today regarding that. Tino returns. He's a pretty good buy prospect, but there's a lot of purchases in the front row and second row, so I'd probably see him go. Cooper Bye is out with head knock. Carraz is still on the wing. Preston named among the reserves. Broncos take on the Roosters on Friday night. Payne Haas is named to come back from Origin, I guess. He's a popular purchase this week. We've also got Reece Walsh, who is lining up in the side with no Adam Reynolds in the side, out with a hamstring injury, so he's probably going to kick goals up against the third place Roosters. A bit tricky there, a bit awkward. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to buy him. We've actually got a subject within the podcast, which will happen straight after this, and we're going to dissect all the fullbacks. So that's always an exciting time, isn't it? Katoni Staggs returns, and also Willison named at lock. Ezra Mam out, Tom Duffy 5'8". Blake Moser on the bench. For the Roosters, Hugo Savala returns, and they are pretty much 1-19 as per. Nawanga Nituase, one of the more traded in players this week, is named on the wing. Very good to see. 3 p.m. on Saturday, the Wars take on the Dolphins, and all the Origin stars for the Dolphins return, and also Isaiah Katoa returns, which is massive for the Dolphins. I think that right side is going to see a bit more love this week, and yeah, it's going to be a good matchup against the Warriors. For the Warriors, Jackson Ford is out for a very long time with a pec injury, so wave goodbye to him from your SuperCoach side. Who do we buy? I'm not sure. I think I'm personally going Haas. Twal is an option because he's back this week, and I think Timmy and myself will dissect that very shortly. Looking at this side, Jacob Laban named to start. Any Halasima around? No Halasima. Halasima's nowhere to be seen. Tanastow Smith starting front row. Tamara Martin's still there. Chance keeps his wing spot. So, yeah, not a lot going on there. It's funny because they're a really good side, but SuperCoach-wise, they're just not really, moving the needle for a lot of people. And they're not really... Tamara Martin's gone pretty good, to be honest. Just got a message. All right. 5:30 Saturday, the Cowboys take on the Panthers at Queensland Country Bank for Jason Taumalolo's 300th game, and all the Origin stars are named to back up. Ruben Cotter at number 13, Cleary, To'oyo, all back. Not much doing here. Jackson Purdue keeps the 5'8" spot, so he looked pretty good. It looked better last week than he has in the past, so I think he's not a terrible... he's not a purchase, but he's probably not a sell at the prices. I think he's like $430K or something. And they've got Liam Henry. Where have we got? Lindsay Smith starting in the front row. He's a bit of a talking point this week for me, in my opinion. I'll get Timmy's thoughts on it, to be honest. The Manly Sea Eagles take on the Melbourne Storm, 7:35 on Saturday. Tommy keeps his fullback position. Ruben Garrick out. Obviously had that head knock on the weekend and probably just hasn't recovered properly from it. So they've given him the chance to rest. Olaquatu, one of the more traded in players this week, is there as well. Fogarty. For the for the Storm, Jerome Hughes is out, Tyrone Wishart halfback, and Harry Grant is backing up and starting this week. So a bit of an awkward one there for the Storm. I think they're going to try and play all their stars as often as they can because they're in a position where they kind of need to, but they're not that far off the 8 at the moment. Canberra take on the Dragons at Sunday at 2 p.m. and Simi Sasangi returns. What a legend he is. I'm so excited to see him return. I don't know if he actually... if he's actually a purchase this week. I think I'd wait and see. That being said, he's playing the Dragons, so maybe you can forget the break even, just forget the break even. If you've got the cash there to do it, it could be a nice little pod play. But that being said, the Dragons are actually doing pretty good at the moment. So I wouldn't be rushing this week. I'd wait and see how he goes, wait till after the bye, and then see if he's a prospect for your side for the run home. Zach Hosking keeps his right edge spot. Have we got any Matty Nicholson action there? I don't think we do. Seb Chris moves to the bench. Mariota, not bad. Tom Starling on Paddy named start. That is huge. That is huge. I'm going to check his price, and then me and Timmy will talk about it. We've probably already talked about it, or we'll talk about it after this segment. So I'll have a look and dissect that, because this is a raw look at team list. I'll have a little dissect and see which talking points I want to talk about, and then we'll go from there. For the Dragons, same 13. So very good there. And Val Holmes is in my SuperCoach side. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Newcastle take on the Tigers, and Kalen Ponga and Dylan Lucas return. Dylan Lucas is named on that left edge spot where he prefers, where he's played most of his NRL. Laurie, are you listening? Where he's played most of his NRL. And Fletcher Sharp moves back to 5'8". Ponga is back. They look good. For the Tigers, Adam Dewey returns a halfback, and Alex Twile returns. Massive ins for those guys. Something about Latu Fainu here. Is he on the bench? No, he's number 17. And have we got any Maxini? No, Maxini is number 18. So there we go. There is the team list deep dive. I mean, 8 minutes I got it done in. Usually it takes like 20 minutes to get through team lists. We're usually talking about options. I actually don't love talking about team lists. I love, just chatting actual strategies of SuperCoach. So we're going to get to that very shortly. But hopefully you enjoyed this revamped team lists, and just enjoy the chat on either side. All right, Timmy Sasangi, Timari Martin.
That's right.
Team lists are done. Biggest takeaway from team lists?
For me, it was just the Hosking, the Simi Sasangi and Hosking keeping that spot. That was very, very, very important for me.
Ruben Garrick being out was a tricky.
That
one
was
for
a pain
me.
in the ass. Yeah, I don't think it'll affect as many people as. Oh, actually, but yeah, I don't know. I reckon. Do you reckon Hosking's more commonly owned, or is Garrick?
I would say Hosking's more commonly owned. Garrick has been a nice purchase.
Pod, yeah.
It's been a nice purchase. Hopefully it's just a head knock. Did you hear anything on it?
Yeah, well, Saints reckons today it should be back week after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I guess it explains why he didn't goal kick to the last two. Like, he was still on the field, but he failed a HIA during the game. So, all right, hot topics of the week, and we're mainly going into the most traded in players this week and deep diving into them, and then we'll go into fullbacks, which fullbacks we're going to have for the run home. And
we might just have a shallow splash in the kiddie area rather than a deep dive, just to splash around.
Well, I've deep diven. I've divin deep.
I'll just splash around with my floaties on then.
So what I can do is I can present you what your thoughts are, and then initially just bang. Come back to me and then tell me what you think is negative, whether I'm too one-sided on the stats I'm looking at, because stats are dangerous in the wrong hands. So
maybe that's probably been one of my problems. I've been looking too much at stats. Trying to understand stats. Never looked at stats at all when I wanted. You know what I mean? It was just purely all eye test vibe.
Well, you did look at stats, but it's when you had a very crucial decision. They didn't really get hung up. It was more so. I remember. There was this one week, so you had Takiaho and Tavita Pangai Jr. in your front row, and like that was one of the things you conned on too early, that the second row was playing big minutes, chuck them in the front row because the front row was a no good. Actually, it was Junior Paulo.
It was Junior Paulo,
Junior Paulo. Yeah. And I don't know why. Anyway, he was doing good, and that's what you conned on to, the fact that they're doing good, and you got him on, but it was just your vibe because they fit in the category of the trends of that year. You didn't really go off stats or anything. So I think it's a good litmus test to not really do it. But Mark Nwanganita-Wase, the right winger for the Sydney Roosters, Origin Blues, absolutely killed it, by the way.
Fucking weapon. How good's his little stutter step? He had nowhere to work it, and he just tricked him, man.
Yeah, it's funny because he's literally on the spot, and he
did it on the weekend too. He did that same stutter thing. It's his new move. I love it. He's got so many tricks, man, and I'm definitely finding a way. And I had no more room for centre wingers. I decided that I've brought more. Jenkins was last centre winger. It was like, that's two. I'm done there. I've got Sedu too and Makasini in my centre wing still, but I was potentially going to sell Sedu to move Zarko into centre wing from flex, and then maybe even sell Makasini if I could have the cash to then put Tuapiki in centre wing, who I've got at fullback, and then get another fullback, like ideally.
Idea.
Yeah, but now I'm...
Idea.
Yeah, you got one?
Maxini to Latrell and then flip.
Oh, I don't have the moves for...
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 10
I know-
trades.
I
I
know
can't
what
be
you
doing
mean.
that. I already did too many wacky stuff like over the last few rounds, but I think there's so much upside there. He's gonna go out with a bang.
So 2 tons in a row, back from injury. One negative, he scored his 2 points where he got injured against the Broncos, who he's playing this week. So that's a bit of I don't love those kind of omens.
Yeah, I don't think there's great try line stats for him either.
No, that they
hardly concede at all to
right wingers. Yeah. So
that's-
back-to-back tons. Without the 2, his average is 86. Broncos, Para, Melbourne. He has a decent run. For the run home, so with all these players, I've deep diven into...
Don't know that that's a...
Into...
deep dove.
Into how many top 8 sides they play. So for the Roosters, they play 3 top 8 teams in their final 10 games, which is pretty good. But the thing about the Roosters, like, it's very one-sided for a lot of different teams. With the Roosters, they're playing a lot of 9, 10, 11, like people who are up for the fight and are kind of in it a little bit. So those stats are kind of skewed in towards of, like, I would say the draw is mixed. I wrote down initially it was mixed, and then I looked into the draw, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute. It's actually pretty good based on the top 8 litmus test. I like him, though, because realistically, if you're looking at your final centre wings, he's probably in there.
When I first seen that Garrick wasn't in the side today, I was like, that's the way to do it. I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. Because it was, like, close enough in cash. And then when I found out it was just a
weak thing,
head knock thing, and I'd probably need him for buy coverage, that I was like, we'll hold on there. I've got to find a way. He's just a real guilty pleasure. And I've basically made all my decisions this year based around FOMO and just all guys that I'm really scared not to have, and I've got them for the most part. Except for early on, I've missed on like Sasungi and Twirls and stuff. But I've got all those other guys along the way that are just those big dollar ones. But the problem I've made is I've not really been able to afford them and made my team weaker in a lot of other spots because of it.
So you've got the guys, but you've like... you've really got that shiny car you wanted, but you had to sell your house for it.
Yeah, I'm eating 2-minute noodles while driving my Lamborghini, essentially, with my side. That's what's going on, yeah.
So, Nwanga Tuase, in terms of final centre wings, where do you rank him?
Top 4,
probably
100% top 4.
Yep. So, if he's looking at getting in your side this week, then...
he's got the low break even, so I think out of all of the players that... I mean, I'm going to probably wait. Move the mic closer to myself. Didn't even mean to do that. For the audio listeners, might have just heard me get a little louder. It was an accident. Yeah,
might sound like his mouth is over your ears.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll be definitely making it work one way or another.
Payne Haas, we've already touched on him. 71 base and power, 77 average without the injury. Misses 3 in the next 3. Misses 2. So. That's all I have on him. Huddy Young.
We assume he doesn't back up. Oh, he doesn't. 19, they've got the bye.
Anyway. So, Huddy Young, 85.2 average, has the Dragons this week. Dogs Saturday after Origin. Then he has the Bunnies and the Tigers, the bye in round 26. I think Huddy Young's a final second row forward.
Oh, 100% he is. Don't think I'll be able to afford him. Maybe he doesn't have enough upside at the price for me to justify it when I probably just need to deal with emergencies. I told myself last week that I've probably only got about 1 or 2 more trades before deciding that things are emergency stages. 10 trades with 11 rounds to go can't just be bringing in players because they've got a good matchup over the next couple. You know what I mean?
But not necessarily this week, but for the run home.
Definitely. I mean, if you've got enough trades, then definitely. But I'd have to make it probably like a sideways trade to make that work for my side. So
since round 6, 117, 95, 81, 99, 76, 86. Like, he's absolutely killing it. That being said, there's a lot of forwards killing it, so maybe you can't have them all. Yeah,
I guess does look very, very appealing with the Dragons, but Dragons have only conceded 4 tries to left 2 RFs as well. So again,
stats.
Don't want to look too much into that, but the thing, like, I mean, if it said something like 12 or like nearly won a game or something, or not won a game, but you know what I mean, like a bit close to that, then you'd be like, oh shit, maybe I should need to do this.
That's fair. All right, moving on to the fullbacks. So, based off vibe, who are your top 3 fullbacks?
Sewer, because he's in my side, and I'll be making sure he is. Of the others, first one comes to mind is probably Ponga. Then I'm feeling like maybe probably a Teddy. Hey, like he's been a little bit underwhelming recently. 70 last week's not bad, but a couple of shitty ones outside
Against
that.
the Sharks too, not too bad.
I mean, Turbo, if he can just stay on the park and put it all together, I think he'll find a bit of joy under Fosball and Manly going well. But it's a risky play. I'm probably forgetting someone obvious here. Like, I mean, Edwards seems like an okay option, but it's upsides caps.
Not exciting, yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Is there someone that I'm leaving out?
No, I think you're right. I think Teddy, Ponga, and either Turbo or Farlongo. I think Farlongo's probably up there, but their draw is kind of mixed. So Farlongo, already he's one of the most, one of the better fullbacks. 4 tons already, which is up there. Averaging 85. His draw is pretty tricky. He plays only 4 of the bottom 8 teams of their last 9. So, like, more top 8 sides, but there's still enough there to get him by. I do wonder if his ceiling's capped at this time of year with, like, probably not.
I don't think his ceiling's capped. I don't think that's a thing. Like, I think his ceiling's through the roof. Yeah.
Any given week.
Yeah.
He's goal kicking at the moment, so that's
his base is up a bit too. Like, yeah, in some of those weeks that he didn't have much attack, he was getting close to 60 and stuff like that.
He's unpredictable too, which is like
does it all by himself. If they can just find ways to really make him part of the team and like put him in just to holes and stuff, he'd be fine.
And maybe because he is so like young and raw, then maybe his ceiling isn't capped just because like he's willing.
There's so much unknown still. Like he's got
Tommy is the next one. 1 ton. Without his 10, he's an average of 82. So pretty good. Even scored a 70 on the weekend. Didn't look that great. Very good draw. Of the top 8 teams, he only plays 4 of them in the last 10. He plays at 4 Pines Park 1, 2, 3, 4 times. But his draw is really good. Plays the bye round and then has a bye in round 22.
Yeah, I'll be pretty tempted to considering him probably next week, I think. Yeah.
If he doesn't get named for Origin?
Yeah, I think I just want to see how he goes. I mean, I reckon if he kills it this week, they'll probably pick him.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't know where. I mean, they could definitely find a spot for him in the centres and then just push Cooler out to a wing.
He could even be in the 6-man bench.
Yeah, potentially. Or if they were brave to just call him fullback. I think he's a little bit underdone to just sort of throw him in there.
We'll see how he is this week. But I don't mind him at all. Obviously, I bought him last week, and I said to myself on the podcast, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to buy him the first week he comes back from injury because like the FOMO just kills.
Can't help yourself though, mate.
Couldn't help it. Got itchy fingers. Ponga, 3 tons, averaging 92, goal kicking. Plays 5 of the top 8 sides and 5 of the bottom 8 sides in his last 10. So they don't have a bye to go for the rest of the season.
Well, they've got a bye around 27.
Do they?
The Knights, yeah.
There you go. That's why I didn't pick it up because of the last round.
Which is, it is what it
Vibes
is.
say that he's the guy and he's the central of their attack, whereas you could argue Farlongo's not. Turbo, they're probably relying on him less at the moment.
It's good for, I guess, head-to-head. You don't have to deal with that final round. I've got so many players with question marks over it. Like, just don't know whether I'll be able to make it work. He's probably one of them. Like, I do need some fullbacks. I've only got one elite fullback in my side at the moment. But it's just all going to be about timing and what's a bigger priority week to week and just assessing what does the side need. Yep.
Teddy, 3 tons, averaging 78. Very similar to Nwangani Tuase, plays 3 top 8 teams in the final 10. So I think he's the kind of guy that I mean, his form, and since he's playing Origin, it's unlike years past where he can really power through us through this period and then have a wet sail through the back end of the season. It might be different this year where it takes him a while to really warm back into the NRL season. So he's not a slam dunk for me, but he's definitely in the mix for sure. Reece Walsh is one I did want to touch on.
Reece Walsh. That's one name I knew there was a big elite gun there that I was missing.
547K. His draw is bad. He plays 2 bottom 8 teams in their last 10. They need to win. They need to win every game. And I mean, if you replicate what he did last year, then this is the perfect time to buy him.
I think that they will find some form. Like, I just think that they will. And I don't know that means that they become competitive and make a run into the finals and everything like that. But I think they'll find their feet. And I think it's becoming serious business time of the year. And I think there's a few sides that are just starting to, even like, the Roosters and stuff, just sort of turning the gears a little bit over. Should happen for them too.
I think it does. I think I don't know. With someone like him, though, if they don't win this week and he gets named for Origin next week, then I'd probably write him off.
Could be an okay buy for round 21. Broncos go Roosters, Sharks the next 2 weeks, which are tougher sides. Then he has a buy in round 19.
Then Penrith.
And then Penrith. So, yeah, that's awkward. So then you pick him up for round 21 against the Cowboys, then has Knights, Dolphins, Warriors, Canberra, Melbourne, Dogs. It is a bit of a tougher draw, isn't it?
But like you look at those sides like they were in the past. Cowboys are just a fringe outside the 8.
Yeah.
They're in 9th at the moment. They'd probably be in 8th if it wasn't for the buys.
It's only really the Cowboys that are a really nice sort of matchup.
Yeah, and Newcastle are in the top 4 at the moment. So are the Dolphins. So are the Warriors. And then it's Canberra.
Canberra coming second last, but they're actually conceding SuperCoach points is somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Just conceded 130 to Farlongo on the weekend.
Yeah, but as across the board, they're still sitting in the middle of the pack.
Then they play the Dogs the last round. So, like, there's no Parramatters. I mean, even the Titans are getting better. Even the Dragons are getting better. So, we need to wait and like, I feel like I look at the Tigers and I'm like, that's a side that I don't mind captaining someone against. Like the Titans are pretty awkward to captain someone against because they're building at the moment. I think the Dragons are quite awkward at the moment. I think a side like Canberra is about to fall off. Maybe, I don't know, like Parramatta because they've just got so many injuries. So there's not that many teams that you can really target these players against. So everyone's in the same boat though. Edwards, 2 tons, 88, 81 average. Ceiling is not really captain worthy most weeks. They played 2 top 8 teams in their last 10. Penrith have a really good run home.
Maybe he could be a decent final fullback to just take those consistent 70s to 80s nearly most weeks, whereas some of the other guys seem to still have random 38s and stuff in them, like Scotty Drinkwater, or even Teddy's had a couple of stinkers in there too. So maybe you can just trust him for a consistent.
Well, if you haven't noticed, like I'm saying all the averages, they're all very, very similar. Very, very similar.
They just go about it different.
Yeah.
Edward just sits around that where his average is and the other guys peak and the opposite of peak.
And like I captained Edwards on the weekend for an 80. Wasn't that excited. Didn't really get attacking stats really. Whereas like I've captained many other fullbacks for lower scores and many other fullbacks for higher scores. So I think he's just your guy that probably isn't captain worthy.
Oh, I had a good time cheering Silverfar logo, man. I had a good time cheering him.
How good is it when you nail a captain choice?
Yeah.
Getting to it. So I guess after all that, where do you sit?
With like which of these potential
which ones do you like
of the buys of the popular purchases?
Fullbacks.
Oh, fullbacks. Okay, yeah, we're still on that topic. Yeah, I guess the ones I said. Farlogo,
you haven't really
Ponga.
changed?
No, I still like Ponga. I think Farlogo and Ponga are the two I'm really sort of most into.
Yep.
And then I guess maybe a turbo as well. I'm a bit curious about see how he goes. Watch another week.
And a lot of people are with you because about 1,000 people are trading in Fa'alogo this week. So the top traded in, we've talked about most of them. Twal, Terrell May, Will Warbrick, probably not going to touch on him. Tony Suka is in there with his 66 and starting. Aaron Mahau is in there as well, 490K.
Will Warbrick, I will say, it just depends on your team. Like, we've got 10 trades left. If you're sitting there with like 16, 17, a few more up your sleeve, and there's some people would be. I know there's like teams like Clem Cassidy, shout out to her, she's coming to 138th, 2021 ranked. I think she ranked 6. She's right up in the mix. She's got 14 trades.
Jesus.
Yeah. So if you've got like, some pretty decent trades, and say you wanted to like, I don't know, sell someone in center wing as a temporary thing just to free up the right amount of cash to make some other bigger purchases. He's a guy that you could roll out, hope for a bit of upside in the short term. He'll make a little bit of money. He's got a low BE, and then flick him on again. But you just need to have the trades.
Negative 44 break even. So I see the appeal if you do have trades. So pretty good purchase to have, especially playing the Manly Seagulls this week, who Leak tries to right wingers, I'm pretty sure, if I'm looking at that
up for you.
But speaking of trades, what are you doing this week? Or maybe I'll say my trades, and then while you look.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right
wingers, yeah.
Yeah, Manly concede 11 to right wingers, which is a lot more than what they do elsewhere.
Yep, it's very good.
Only 4 to left wingers.
Sorry?
Only 4 to left wingers.
Well, it's funny because Jason Saab's on that side, so I would have expected a lot more on that side, which is crazy. Maybe the stats are wrong. No, they can't be because the Dragons concede 15 to the Marju edge. So
they can 19 now.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's common.
Where are we? So trades. Initially, I was going to go Jackson Ford to Payne Haas and Kai Pearce-Paul to Toby Couchman. I was going to use Aaron Maho as someone to get to a gun second rower. But I think I might adjust that. I might just make one trade this week by going one of these guys to either probably like, I don't know, a Hudson Young maybe or a...
Oh, so you're going to scrap both of those guys now?
I don't think Payne Haas is a smart move. One of the next 3. Yeah, he looks...
Depends which way you look at it though, really, right? Because, if you really want him... it might be hard to get to him later. But
I think I'm better off locking...
At the price, you could probably still make it work.
I think I'm better off locking someone else, like a Hudson Young who's going to play next week and probably back up. Like, he's backed up every week. Whether he does or doesn't, at least he's probably
at least for the sake of round 19.
Yeah. And then, like, Toby Couchman. I love Toby Couchman, but he's probably someone that... I don't know if he's a final 17 guy. I think he is, but he
will be for me because I've got him. He's not going anywhere. But
I don't know if I want Alex Twal.
Right, really? Why? Because of the price. You can't afford him.
Well, I probably could, but I got to make 2 trades.
Yeah.
Actually, I got 130K.
I got a bit of extra cash in the bank considering I bought a Tony Suka last week.
There you go.
And left myself very thin.
So what are you going to do?
Probably not going to do anything. I just feel like the decisions I'm making at the moment aren't good. And that's been for the last 4 weeks. So if I just don't make any decisions, I guess that's still a decision in itself, which might be a poor choice to not do anything. But I just want to maybe assess. I'm going to be rolling out some pretty average players this week. I'll be playing Purdue, who I haven't been comfortable in playing. I'll be playing, Pasco, which feels a little bit risky. I'll be playing Suka, Setu too. There's a couple of wonky players in there, but I just think I just need them to get by and just do whatever they can for me and assess. I am very tempted by finding a way to do Mark Nwanga'nitawase, but the only way that I could really do that, I can't really sell Makasini. He's too cheap. If I sold Setu too, I'd miss that number next week, and it's kind of pretty crucial. So, yeah, I guess there is a little bit of potential of like I could just afford right now to do Ford to Twal. But I don't know. There's a part of me that's just like, just hold off.
I think so too.
Just hold off.
Maybe it's just worth holding the trades in that position. Like, I've got 130K. It's probably a holding week.
Because, yeah, look at it. I've got 17 players this week. I'm looking like I've got 13 players for next week already. So I don't need to, I can do what I need to. I can adjust next week if something bad happens numbers-wise. And then it's more just about getting ready for round 19. I might have to have a closer look at round 19 and just see if I have to do something now. If I might have to force 12 now just to get those 1 or 2 extra numbers for coverage.
Yeah, so I've got 17. I've got 17 without making trades. So although I don't want to play Ollie Pascoe after last week, you probably still can play him. I think last week was just...
Could be just a Penrith thing. Could they...
Well, apparently they just targeted him so much and he got so gassed that they took him off, and then they had an injury to Cooper Bye. So things changed. But I don't know. Verrills played pretty good in that second half. So it does scare me. Like, I think he's a risky play at the moment. Captains.
So Cleary will feature. Give me 1 sec. I'm just trying to bring up the draw. I'm just trying to work out order of games. Yeah, so that's right. I was looking at some kind of later ones. I just need to make sure that I can make this work properly. But I'm thinking probably VC Nathan into a captain Suafalogo. I'm not really heaps confident in the captain on Suafalogo. I'd always feel like he's a better vice captain. I just feel a bit more secure in that. But it's just probably just the way order of games. I can't really the Finns. I've got some upside players there. They're playing the Wars, so I'll probably leave that out. Yeah, there's not really anything standing out to me this week.
I think I might do VC Tallis Duncan.
If you had Ponga, sorry to cut you off, but if you got Ponga's a mad captain this week.
Yeah, I actually like that matchup. But I'm probably VCing Tallis Duncan into Captain Tedesco on Friday night.
I don't mind Tallis Duncan. He'll be playing in the centres, I guess, but at least it's against a weaker side.
Yep.
He sort of let you down a little bit before chucking the vice captain on him. It's a Thursday night. But
that was in a bye round. He scored 86. Still did a job. That was his last game. I don't know. I don't.
There could be the upside there. He is that guy that can just cross over for 3 tries on his day.
Are we not thinking Cleary?
I say Cleary.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Cleary's going to be my vice captain most likely.
Yep.
The only one thing I was a little bit concerned about is just he's still carrying that hip thing, but I guess if he's good to play Origin, yeah. And then just the other thing, I guess, which is probably just me just always overthinking stupid shit, is just, does he hold himself back a little bit? Because I feel like it's just do or die for him now. Like this is his moment. Like he's had the last 2 games to really capitalise, and it didn't really happen for him in game 1. He came back well in the last 20 minutes and did well for the side, but didn't really dominate for the 80 minutes, and then obviously wasn't great last game. So I think, he's our guy. We're all sitting here stressing about, no Latrell and blah, blah, blah. He just needs to have the absolute game of his life.
Agree. All right, that's all we have time for today on the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming on, Timmy.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.